Hey YouTubers, test just one back again. I did say I was going to do a video on the this Jersey Devil, so I better do so. This is from a company called Horsemen. As you can see, there's the original newspaper clipping from when the Jersey was spotted. I think it was in the 18 plus years time. Probably 1830 or 1840s, but it's maybe earlier. I can't remember the history of the sightings, but I know it did hang around for quite some time, for like hundreds of years. So a couple of hundred years of these sightings, supposed sightings of this this mysterious creature. So I wanted to do a quick unboxing. Really, the art is phenomenal with the Four Horsemen stuff. A lot of people know their main stuff, like the mythic legions, barbarian type characters, and space odyssey stuff as well. This is out of their norm, I'd say. They've been doing some Egyptian stuff. And this is the first, as far as I know, as far as what do you call it, mythical folklore type character. I would like them to continue that and make a few more if they could. Mothman, Chupacabra, any of those sort of things. Bigfoot, that would be very cool. So I just really have to get on with it and open up this box, because the suspense is killing me. I've seen it on YouTube videos, like it looks pretty awesome, but in hand I have no idea. So I'm going to open it up. First time for you guys, first time. Right, a little bit of sticky tape there. Just the instructions for heating and precaution on the when they first make these figures. They are quite stiff and tight, and there has been some issues, I think, breaking and stuff like that because they're forcing it. And it does recommend that you well, soaking hot water is a safest option, or of course the a heat gun or a hairdryer. Probably the safest being a hairdryer. Right, so I just want to get this inner line out because I've spotted a bit of art. Right, there's quite a bit involved. And all that, if you can get all that, sightings, yeah, quite a little bit of, so pause that and read it. But a lot of the Jersey area was spotted. It doesn't actually have a year time documented there. No. Okay, move on. So, we've got a some more information on, by the looks of it, on the Jersey Devil. I'm just going to quickly open that up. Again, you got the maps and photo images and the drawing description of the spotted creature, who was involved, and all the supposedly not Napoleon Bonaparte, but his brother was involved in some sort of, but there's no documentation, only hearsay for the media, of his diaries saying that he actually spotted it. So that could be like a rumour, Chinese whisper, that spread. Well protected, well protected. 2 heads, right? This crazy looking tail and these bones, looks like bone weapons. Extras that the 4 Horsemen crew at the studio have included. Wow, they've even, that's unusual. They've even included a stand. I think mainly because the creature itself has hoofs instead of feet, so it's probably going to be quite hard to balance once the wings and everything are attached. So really, we need to unwire this, and I do like the fact that they used a sort of like probably a black base would have been nice, but yeah, a brown tan sort of base. Probably a darker brown would have been even better, but that's quite solid. It's quite solid. I'll give you a close-up of that, just to get the ball rolling. Yep, it's got the adjustable, it's a little bit of a dentation in the wire there. Sorry, adjustable dentation. So when it goes down, it actually clips into different layers of the height and locks in. That's I've never seen that before in a standing base. So yeah, interesting. So really, well, where are we going with this? I'm going to pop out the wings. Wow. And obviously click into the back there. It's articulation, well, might as well do the articulation now before I actually, so you can fold in, fold out. So no rotation there, just a simple swivel. There's the other wing, and then there's a couple of screws. I'm not sure about the screws. Maybe something to do with the, yeah, it's to do with the base. Yeah, 2 screws to go on the base. There's the screw. I thought it was a little bit loose when I put it together there. And we've got I'm going to quickly get it all out. I've shown you the wings. Here's the standard head that comes with the body. Amazing detail. I like the way the pronged horns, I like the way they've done the pronged horns and the way they've put the grooves in the horns. It just gives that extra detail to the jersey's head. Then there's another one they've included with the insane mouth open. That is even more terrifying than the closed mouth. The teeth. There's definitely distinguishing the difference between a horse or a goat's head or when it's got fangs like that coming out of its mouth. That's for sure. That is crazy. Terrifying. Look at the size of the mouth. Wow. And then you get this, I don't know, just like a bit of a archaeological find. Imagine finding that in the ground, and it's got fangs and it looks like a horse's or a goat's head. That would be something to put on the news, that's for sure. This also can be attached to the body. I'll just show the accessories. You got the tail. Some beautiful detail, and it's wide. How well it clicks onto the back there, be interesting. And these are the 2 weapons. The 2 weapons that are cool. What the hell is that the jawbone of? What the hell is that a jawbone of? What is that? crazy. Anyway, cool. You do get a couple of course, the gripping hands for the gripping hands for the little bit clawed. They've got a little bit, some long nails there for the weapons. And then you have the body. Like the detail they've got. So there's the position spots where the wings click into. This is not articulated, the third neck piece. That there is a ball joint on top for the head to rotate. There's only one layer to the head. Sometimes they do put like an extra skin. Not so in this case. Single, no butterfly in the shoulder. Just your normal out. It is quite stiff actually. Out and rotate. Single jointed in the elbow. Your normal swivel and backwards and forward motion in the hand. Just the crunch area is just in the lower waist area. Not bad crunch, good articulation. Nice swivel. It's a sort of softer sort of like rubber material. Then the neck piece is quite hard, and then they get this sort of rubber, pliable in the hip area, which is only a bonus for articulation. Leg out, leg forward. Yeah, it does stretch quite a bit for leg back. Good double jointed knee bend. And you do have that extra articulated area there in the hoof part. And that's it. Normal swivel and swivel at the top. The detail on there's the area where the tail is going to click into. The detail in the hoofs are quite large. It's very dark, isn't it? It's very dark. Hard to fit. I'm trying to focus, but wherever I put my camera, the light sort of affects the camera because the figure is so dark. It's picking up on the outside of the figure. So I'm trying my best to, but it is a very dark brown figure. This looks like might be the body of maybe Frankenstein or something like that. It's, yeah, interesting. Rightio. Another close up of the wings. I like the transparency of the wings against the light. A lot of beautiful detail in it. Okay, I'm going to put these bits and pieces on the figure now. This was quite an interesting challenge. I'm still not completely satisfied where the wings are attached, but I did use a little bit of heat on the heat gun to soften up the pegs to get them into the holes. Pegs are fine, but it's just the parts that are attached to the pegs, they sort of went sort of like jelly-like and sort of like really soft. So it was a bit of a challenge getting the harder part into the hole that was heated, with the challenges of the rubbery part not complying. So I will let you know that probably I'll water just in the hot water of just with the peg part, not this part. Don't heat any of this part because it's going to be too hard to push the harder part into the hole. So just that's the only problem. And I would do the same thing with the tail, because I had a bad time with one of these figures that has a tail, whereas I heated it up and the part that goes into the hard part, the soft wiry part, snapped off when I was trying to push it into the hole. So I think that a little bit of work needs to be done with Four Horsemen's tail area, with that sort of rubbery knob. Maybe more of a tight sort of square fitting that goes a little bit deeper in would be, and probably more of a downward motion and then clicks in than an upward motion. It would be a tighter fit. So I think some more work needs to be done with the tail area, but it's sitting there okay. And I like the fact that you can put the tail between the gap of the stand, so it sort of rests on the stand as well, instead of freestyling it where it could just fall out. It is I don't think you may be able to use the tail to like support onto this stand here and like face it up, but I'm not going to do it because I've already had it about 5 times fall out, so I'm not going to keep playing with that because I just don't want to. And I found with the wings, you can articulate them out like that for spoilers upper, like sky shots, I suppose. And then there's the I prefer to hold and then the wings can rotate up or down. I prefer having it all the way down to the bottom, so I'm going to do that now, just to support the peg area here. So having the wings touching the bottom, the floor, is my preferred pose for this figure. So I'm going to give you a shot there. That looks pretty cool. That looks pretty cool. Mouth open, very menacing. Those wings are beautiful. The wings are absolutely stunning. Yeah, as I said, with the tail, that's fine. Glad they did a stand. That's all I can say is I'm so glad they did a stand, because it would have been a nightmare. Then you have your option of of course your standard head, and then your weapons of choice, or both, left and right. I don't really want to put it in now because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to start playing with the hands. The wings are going to fall off. The tail is going to fall off, and then I'm going to have to. I'll have the accessories on, but then I'll be back to square one, pushing everything back in, probably reheating. So I really don't want to go to that length. Sorry, but I have shown you what you can. Look, if it's an option, and you want to have these accessories, I would be mucking around with them first for sure. Put them on first. Get your head right. Make sure you got the right head, and then tackle the wings, then the tail. That's what I would, or reverse that, tail first, then wings, because the wings are quite a challenge to. And you know what? If you stuff that up, like going into those holes, I found like if you heated it too many times and the wings fell out too many times, you'd have to glue them in. You'd have to glue them in. So great idea for a figure. I'm glad I have it, but I'm not going to fuss with it. You keep fussing with it, What's it stand? It stands. So it's it's an 8.5 to the top of the horns, on a fairly, it could be a little bit higher if I stood it up right. Probably reach the 9. And up against, like, you could put your figures, like, I'll put it on stand. Here's another, that's the Barbarian from the Four Horsemen. Or if you wanted to go something more on the smaller side, well then, of course, you would go for the Mezco sort of 1/12 figure. I think the Mezco one is more suitable, makes the creature look a lot larger. So I would definitely put Conan fighting this creature for sure. Great, it's great figure. It's going to go good in the rest of my 7 to 1/12 figures, which I've just started collecting because I can't keep collecting 1/6 anymore. It's just getting ridiculously too expensive, and I don't have the space. I just keep fighting to find space for these 1/6. So definitely, if you're looking for room, definitely step down from the 1/6 to go for a 1/12 or the 7-inch lines, because you got so much field you can play with, as far as, like, look what Jazz Inc.'s doing at the moment, the 1/12 89 Batmobile, Batwing. So, and then you get plenty of room to play with those sort of stuff. So yeah, this is cool. Jersey Devil from Four Horsemen. Love it or leave it. I'm glad to have it in my collection. Just there's a couple of points that I had to raise, and other than that, it's brilliant. It's a brilliant piece of work. That's it for me. Test Just 1 out. Catch ya.